Morning and welcome to New Day on Signature TV, your very favorite weekend show on Signature TV, a show where we promise to keep you updated, informed, and inspired. Today is Saturday, the 9th day in August 2025. I'm your host, Chigi Chiagoram, and we want you to be a part of the show. How? By going over to our social media platforms on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok at Signature TV Official. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Tell someone to tell someone. We're also live 247 on SLTV Channel 265, and you can download the Signature TV app from your Google Play Store so you can get notifications each time a new program drops in real time. Don't go anywhere. New Day continues right after this break. And if you're just joining us, don't forget this is a New Day on Signature TV, your weekend show where we keep you inspired and informed. Welcome to this segment on newspaper headlines and review. First up, Saturday Vanguard, and above the masts on South, how coalition stands in Rivers, Edo, Cross River, Akwa Ibom, Delta, and Bayelsa, page 11, with riders Amechi, Odije, Oyegun, Imoke, Utomi lead ADC against Tinubu, Wike, and APC. On renovation, 712 billion naira too small for airport upgrade. 3 trillion naira required, according to Aligbe on page 13, which rider faults federal government's decision to directly invest, says concession better. On home affairs, mothers sabotaging their sons' marriages without knowing it on page 14. We write that when a man cheats, he's a man. When a woman cheats, she's a monster. And below the Saturday Vanguard mast, Nigerian civil war. My miraculous survival after being executed by Nigerian soldiers, coming from 78-year-old grandfather on page 24 with rider. My intestines gushed out as Nigerian soldiers tied our hands, shot at us, killed many. I begged an old man to bury me so that vultures would not feast on my body. On APC's stronghold on opposition parties, ADC fights back, page 9, with rider. Kachuku out to stop Atiku, rejects takeover of ADC, page 7, says support for Jonathan will be play to scuttle Southern presidency. Still on Saturday Vanguard, Pastor Adeboye predicts I'll die peacefully on a Sunday after eating pounded yam on page 5. On health, timing more significant in sex than number, page 18. I'll take that again. Timing more significant in sex than number of partners on page 18. Scientists turn sanitary pad into life-saving disease detector. How I was taken to Okija Shrine at midnight, coming from Ngige on page 12. And finally, on Saturday Vanguard, Dangote refinery debunks shutdown rumor, says PMS's gantry price remains 850 naira. Page 6. Next up, the Matrix. And above the mast, Dangote refinery debunks shutdown rumors. Rider challenges marketers to place 90-day order. Below the mast, on entertainment, maybe true love isn't for me, coming from Tiwa Savage as she laments. On sports, Ndidi joins Besiktas in permanent transfer. Still on the Matrix, police bow to pressure. Release Shore, rider. According to Shore, Nigerian police force and its illegal IGP have capitulated to demand of revolutionary movement. On WAEC result glitch, pass rate in English math soars to 62.9% after review. On 2027, Obi reaffirms one-term presidency pledge. Riders says occupier will know he has limited time to perform, and while one-term pledge will be difficult to keep, according to Governor Sule. On entertainment, Kwam One apologizes over airport incident and denies alcohol allegation. Ibadan bids farewell to late Olubado Olakunle amid tears, tributes, and tradition. Florida lacks 18 states, including the FCT, on high-risk list as federal government warns of heavy rains this weekend. Finally, on the matrix, federal government U.S. embassy partner to enlighten Nigerians on new visa rules. Over to the blueprint weekend. Experts and others express concerns as strikes threaten health sector, with riders Nigeria recording preventable deaths due to frequent strikes. According to CSO, politicians place more emphasis on capital projects than social services, coming from Ugu, and poor work environment frustrating, according to Mustafa, and be found on pages 8 and 9 of the Blueprint Weekend. On 2027, APC not worried about ruthless ADC, coming from Governor Sule. Still on 2027, Atiku, Atiku co-travelers don't believe in equitable Nigeria, coming from Kachuku on page 26. NNPC Retail insists on customer service excellence, sanction pump attendant at Ikorodu station. Still on Blueprint Weekend, cocoa farming, golden era and dwindling fortunes. Pages 18, 19, 20, and 25. And finally, on Blueprint Weekend, WAC results. I'll take that again. WAC corrects WASC 2025 results as pass rate jumps. Next up, the Saturday Times. Above the mast, federal government U.S. embassy partner to enlighten Nigerians on new visa rules. Page 2. INEC NCOS to engage NAS on legal framework for inmate voting. Page 8. Below the Saturday Times mast, concerns mount as UN and NLC warn on Nigerians lagging behind SDG targets. Page 2. On entertainment, Kate Henshaw slams anyhowness after Kwam One airport scene. Moving on, security cordon of Kwara community. Babala as army goes after criminals. Page 8. Navy dismantles 71 illegal refineries, seizes 411,000 liters of stolen crude. Page 10. Obi begs JAM to ease bureaucratic bottlenecks on changing of university courses. Page 5. On 2027, APC not worried about oppositions. We remain strong, according to Sule. Page 15. Over to Weekend Trust. Below the mast, on page 13, I'm scared of the future. Aldogbe. Page 32. Chairman designate resumes as NERC ahead confirmation. Page 24. 62% pass English maths as WAEC releases reviewed results. And boldly written in front of the Weekend Trust, why Ghanaians protest against Nigerians on page 4. How Ganduje lost out, page 6. Area Market, where anything can be produced, page 33. And finally, on Weekend Trust, inside Abuja terminals without buses, page 25. Next up, Saturday Independent. And above the mast, NCDC confirms outbreak of new mosquito-borne virus, chikungunya, in 16 communities. Glitch in WASC results. WAEC identifies wrong serialized code file. Apologizes for error. Page 7. And below the mast, University of Ibadan, a legacy on the threat of decaying infrastructure. Page 8. On entertainment, how professionalism, integrity have defined my career. Bimbo Akintola, page 9. 9 Mobile, formerly Etisalat, Nigeria, rebrands to T2, page 13. Dr. Doyin Abiola, another forgotten icon beyond MKO, Why Gen Z's alphas no longer know Nigeria's true heroes, according to research, page 17. Group settles hospital bill of blind man's twins after 2 months in hospital, page 4. Finally, on Saturday Independent, Providus Polaris Banks join sponsors of QEDMG Creative Powerhouse Summit, page 5. Next, Saturday Tribune, above the mast. How 1966 Q scared me away from politics, Chief Alex Duduyemi, page 3. Tinubu's 2 years better than Obasanjo's 8 years, according to Presidency, page 7. Below the Saturday Tribune mast, daylight bloody attack in Kwara. Riders, bandits abduct, kill residents, police state government talk tough, page 4. Oshun is in serious pain over seizure of local government funds. Ajisafe, Southwest PDP chair, says. With rider Ataoja joins call for release of council allocations on page 7. If the president is clean, Nigerians will be corrupt-free. Peter Obi, page 19. On ADC, why INEC has not recognized Mark and others, page 8. Finally, on Saturday Tribune, abductors of Ondo varsity worker demand 7 million naira ransom. Over to Saturday Sun. Rumble in ADC. Riders, leadership tussle, crisis in states, internal power struggles threaten opposition coalition. Kachuku hits article, says Ralph Mosu lied to court, pages 21 and 22. Still on 2025 WASC results, national outrage persists. Riders, 62.96% candidates make 5 credits in English, maths, others after result review, pages 17 and 28. On entertainment, I'm not in a rush to marry, according to Jideka. Next up, the Weekend Guardian. On interview on page 4, Unilag Faculty of Communication and Media Studies will be a model for others, according to Professor Sunday. On back page, Inside Stuff, a time for our one-sided stories. On Spotlight, page 28, I still believe Nigeria will be better, according to Dele Cole. Below the mast, e-waste time bomb, imminent amid solar energy adoption boom, pages 8 and 9. On 2027, INEC seeks voting rights for correctional facilities inmates, page 2. Rivers local government election, Peter Side secondaries, others warn against constitutional breaches, page 10. In other news, PDP threatens to sanction prominent members. PDP threatens to sanction prominent members for endorsing Tinubu's re-election bid. Finally, on the Weekend Guardian, Ijaw deprivation inspires my investment in infrastructure, says Diri, page 3. Over to the Punch. On 2027, ADC caught in crossfire as Atiku Obi rivalry escalates. Its rider Obi camp accuses ADC of marginalization. Party vows level playing field, page 2. NCAA moves to prosecute Kwan 1 after no-fly order, page 26. 29 governors spend 80 billion naira on travels in 6 months, page 27, as according to Abdul Razak. Glitched grades, WAEC in crisis over result errors. Candidates urged to recheck new results after 48 hours. Students protest parents slam CBT plans. Kenya plane crash kills 6 after Ghana tragedy. Correctional Service sacks 15 officers, demotes 59 in major sweep. Ibadan market shuts as late Olubado is buried. Finally, on the Punch, Rivers elders ask Tinubu to halt local government poll and reinstate Fubara. That's how much you can take on our newspaper headlines and over to our newspaper reviews. And Christy Oracle Maduka is on the ground to do justice to our review. Good morning, Chris, and welcome once again to
Good morning, Chibi.
our weekend review.
Yeah.
So I see you writing, and I'm sure that
It's not a weekend. I always write so that, as a Christian father, our memory is now like telecom services in Nigeria. If you make a call in Nigeria for the last 3 months,
yes, I agree.
The lady's voice will tell you the number you're calling is now. Even if you manage to call, you'll be shouting, "Hello, hello, can you hear? Oh, if you can hear me, call back." And they will charge you for that. So that's why, if you are talking to an albino, hold the head. Because when you're talking to albino, so you won't know which one you refuse.
All this analogy.
So that's why I'm writing things down so that I'll be sure what I heard.
It's
I heard you say from the newspaper headlines. Is the number so many ones of them.
Yeah.
One of them, so that I can guide your thought, is Wayek Abragadabra. Wayek Abragadabra. After from 38.7% failure rate, they have scored
themselves. They scored themselves.
They're now 63%. What a wonderful thing. What magicians we have in Nigeria. And they want Nigeria, Nigerian people will accept this. That is accepting stupidity, accepting failure, and putting it into the mainstream of what should be legit. How did they get 63%? And they will just come. We are waiting for whoever is the highest man to come on the air and cry again. And then...
They did release a statement though.
And then, what statement? The failure? Well, Wayek is overrated, and they even overrated themselves and went into CBT. The Bible said, the man know thyself. They should have known this. And you know why it pains me? You don't use just one system fits all. They are insensitive of some Nigerian children who have never had what you call CBT. It's not anything about, there's no need to pretend. And that's why they have the failure rate. So how did they come to 63? By closing down and going back, and then I hope some people have not transferred from another agency of Nigeria to Wayek, because these are kind of thing that sounded familiar with 2023 elections. That's what Wayek is doing. It's only in Nigeria. You want to shut down the portals, and then in 2 minutes, you have 63% pass. And then you are waiting that people from West Africa, children from 2025 who will get this result, will be admitted in some foreign institutions. That's why in Nigeria you will graduate. If you get abroad to apply in things like medicine, you will start all over for accreditation. Am I telling you that? Are you not in that field?
That's true.
So why should we? That's why we even have the best doctors, because they are trained double. If you graduate from Nigerian medical schools, you go abroad, they will put you through another test. So, so you have double training, and that has actually had its own advantage of making some Nigerian medical personnel the best in the world. But is that the best? Because the world has lost trust in whatever structure Nigeria organizes. It's filled with failures. And the people will close their eyes and think, what future are they building for these children that are sat for WAEC in 2025? I won't stop to cry. It's sad. So when you get this result and then suddenly you start rejoicing in your past, what made you fail? Within 48 hours, you ask them to check the portals again. And they have come to the press to record 63% pass. Something is wrong. If WAEC is not planning to destroy Nigeria, Nigeria is planning to destroy WAEC. Somebody is planning to destroy somebody. And they're using Nigerian children as their springboard for destruction. Somebody should stop it now. Somebody should stop it. You know how WAEC or WASC, West African School Certificate, is rated It's the springboard for anything you want to be in the world. And that's what these people are playing with. And everybody kept quiet. We have Ministry of Education has not released a single statement on this. We have minister, we have directors, we have people. They're not, we have National Assembly. They're not saying anything. Of course, at the level they're operating, none of their children is involved in CBT. I'm sure even their children, none of them are here in Nigeria to go through this mess. That tells you the country we find ourselves. And when people are talking, it's like when we find something good, we shout. We only score one little mark. When we say, hey, Nigeria is moving forward, something drops that will take us 25 years back. Just check when WAEC started in West Africa. Check only the single effort in 2025, what it has done to the image of WAEC. All of us passed through WAEC. And we're holding result of, and it determined what we did and where we moved on in life. So check the number of Nigerian children that have messed up with this. Who is going to regard them in the future? When you come, did you pass through 2025? That's stigmatization that will remain, caused by WAEC. And they will come and say they've apologized. Apologize to what? A generation of people you destroyed after you sat there in a condition office in Yaba, WAEC office, and you did this to children, and you just apologize, and it's okay. God will accept your apologies. Of course, he's a just God. Let's watch. But whatever any man sow, you reap. The Matrix says Obi still stand on his pledge for 110 presidency. Whatever anybody thinks, Obi should go ahead with. A lot of people are just calling names. We're expecting other presidential candidates to come bold and say, it's free. They are all campaigning. And for some people to turn who are not, some of them are employees of the present government. They've never tested what it means to contest for Nigerian president. And they are the ones opening their mouth to attack somebody who has boldness to say, I want to be Nigerian president. Some of them say he's desperate. Some of them say it's not possible. How they got to know, I don't know. Is it not? Who has tried one tenor? Some come from Anambra State. Until Peter Obi came, when people said, you can do it second tenor. Nobody in the history of Anambra State has done 2 tenors as a governor. They always want the governors, if you can do it in the first year, there's no need bringing you back, unless you have evidences. So they are looking for somebody who can do it in one single tenor. And somebody said, with what I have seen in Nigeria, with some of the campaign terms he has brought up and people has hooked on it and are not implementing it well, that he can turn Nigeria around the wire. Is it not something everybody should pray for and say, let's try this young man. Let's give him a trial. But some people sat there. But we know where it's all going. We know where it's all going. We are not fools. We are Nigerians. We are watching that. Let them go to the pools. Let them also come out as usual. If what happened a lot of people are threatening on the viral videos, and if what happened in the recent past continue in the recent future, that Nigeria is under threat. I am a Nigerian. I want to remain a Nigerian that is united and stable. But if some people, because of their selfishness, want to destroy Nigeria, Nigeria will give them a seat to sit. There's nothing that we'll talk about. Someday, Nigeria will be okay.
Amen.
Police has released Showell. And it brings to my mind, why there's so much hurrah about and in a few hours you release? Why arrest him in the first place if you don't have any tangible thing to hold it for? You're just heating up the polity. And you are supposed to be cooling down the polity, you are heating it up. Don't we find, that's why I see some security forces on the road in a hardship and hunger ridden Nigeria, the way they treat citizens. I've called few of them and said, you people are heating up the polity. That you are carrying gun does not mean that somebody who has given up his life and say, I want to die. You harass him to a point and say, hey, they send you come. Not me, all die, they die. And here you go kill me. Let them not drag Nigeria to that point. There's so many things. What is the essence? What is him? People are opening. If we ever silence Nigerians to the point everything is I, yeah, nay, I, then we are finished. Let them allow room for people who, God knows why you have night and day. He has created everything with that equity and equality. Let there be checkmate. Let there be people who are saying, I do not believe. Even if for the sake of it, they will come and say, why didn't you believe? They will have their justification. But then you are using all those things to align your policy as a government. Instead of this one, say, I don't agree, say, bring him. And later you go back. If democracy has a spirit, most of Nigerian politicians would have gone dead long time because the spirit of real democracy would have killed them all. They are saying one thing here, the more here, then they are crazy with one man. They say that it's not democracy, it's democracy. Now, you cannot bring that to Nigeria. Nigeria cannot stop the world. The world, in most decent communities have tried democracy and they worked. For Nigeria to refuse to make it work, somebody, because once there is truth subdued, somebody has taken bribe. That's the probable bonus silence. Then blueprint health workers strike. The experts are saying Nigeria's government and the people in the establishment do not care. As far as they are concerned, they will pressure the health workers to japa. The ones who can japa and they are struggling here and they are shouting, they will deal with them. Somebody is in Nigeria that I had the last hope of the masses in health sector, the nurses, went on strike. And the federal government came out in bold headline and said they should go back before they discuss. If the nurses do not go back to work, they will not discuss with them. What does that tell you? As far as they're concerned, they don't care what implication of nurses going on strike. And then from the what doctors has gone on strike in Nigeria, nurses will go. Very soon, other health team will begin to pick themselves together and begin to announce. After all, in Nigeria, retired policemen have gone, pensioners have gone, and some other people are threatening, even the army, retired army people are threatening to go on strike. And the Nigerian government are deciding, everybody is talking about 2027, not to call them for negotiation or begin now to think of what to do. They offered the retired police pensioners a free health check. Wonderful. Why doing the first thing last? Somebody worked for 35 years, he didn't get free health check. When he retired and said, give me my cash so that I use it to buy what I need for the remaining part of my life, you are promising health check. Is it not what they promise a woman on the bed? You will like this one. Is a when you see a woman and I say, if I go to the I'll buy you Obosi. If I go to Obosi, I'll buy you Tell us more. No, I'm just talking about it. It sounded familiar and you laugh. So, APC not worried about ADC. It's the usual one, that's blueprint. They are not expecting them to be worried. But why are you giving thought and mentioning what you are not worried about? Yeah. It's controversial and it's marks of insecurity. So the better APC go back and reflect and plan instead of replying to everything the coalitions are doing. It's showing, for some of us who are reviewing what is happening, APC blatantly is showing sense of insecurity. That's what. When they reply to every back end of, hey, hey, and some people are down there, you know. Then Atiku and co-travelers are desperate, according to Kachuku. That you know what? Kachuku was one time the head of NMPC or whatever. I know what happened. He is paying back his masters, but he knows that what happened when you see a slave, see how a fellow slave is being buried. He knows the same fate awaits him. He has passed through this. We thought that he could have learned a lesson. For him to come out now, Kachuku, or whatever his name is, because that one sounds like Kachuku. I don't even know where he come from. Here is Kachuku. Whatever he is, for him to be attacking all these people who are making effort to, what is he trying to achieve? He should go back and sit down and spend the money he made from NNPC. Otherwise, he's putting himself in trouble or in the eye of the lens. People will now begin to remember Kachuku and then go back and pull out and start opening the records. There are certain things that were happening. You better keep quiet. That's what I suspect. Because somebody, if you know, because if you put your hand in that back spot and so much, you will smell that one you don't want to smell. That's about it. Right, we had one word this morning which Kate Henshaw told us. Actually, made a lot of news.
Anyhowness. That's new.
That's new.
But it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. anyhowness is something that has just come up this morning. If it doesn't destroy Nigeria, Nigeria will destroy anyhow. Anyhowness is etu ka anyị ṅụbụ nkwụ ule na isi nkwụ hapụ ile na isi nkwụ ka anyị ṅụọ ihe nkwụ gbata.
All right, thank you so much. God bless Nigeria. God bless you, Chris.
For those who want to be blessed.
Yes.
But God doesn't.
But God doesn't.
He doesn't force blessing.
Yes, because the rain falls on every house, on every roof.
Some people have left the grace of God and are pursuing the grace of the devil.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you for staying with us this far out. And when your day continues after now, stay with us.
Every second, every minute, every day, news is breaking, events occur, and there are new developments. At Signature TV, we follow these stories objectively, bringing all sides without bias, explaining the complex issues, breaking down the numbers, and investigating the issues behind the news. Anywhere and everywhere, near or far, wherever the news is, we will be there. Signature TV. News in your pocket.